Yo, what's up YouTube? It's J Dean, Dean of Music, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about a verse that started it all, and that's Kendrick Lamar's verse on Control. Let's talk about it. Feeling godly when I walk through the building, I got it all. From the confidence escaping my feeling, it's time to ball. Now, if you was too young when that verse had came out, or you was living under a rock, you heard this verse everywhere. It was everywhere on social media, everywhere. Like absolutely everywhere. It was the biggest topic of rap in that year. But let's talk about Kendrick Lamar's verse to see if it really aged well or not, because it was such a big topic. And was it blown out of proportion, or was it just like a attempt just to get attention for itself or whatever? But let's go through and talk about it. Now, to give you a little prior history to the song, window for the song came out August 14th, 2013, and I remember it very vividly because at this time I was 16 years old, so I was in the know of the culture. I knew what was going on. I was fully conscious at this time, so I could really speak from memory and experience and being in that exact moment when this song had came out. Now, allegedly, well, I ain't gonna say allegedly, Jay Electronica said this was for his album at first, and it was supposed to be on Jay Electronica's album. He already had Big Sean on it. That Big Sean had told Jay Electronica that Kendrick wanted to put a verse on there, and then Kendrick put a verse on there, so he just gave it to Big Sean, and then it was supposed to be on Big Sean's album. The reason why this song was never on an official commercial release album was because of sample clearances. So that's why they just threw it online, because it was a sample clearance issue and they couldn't properly release the song, which a lot of people were doing back then. If they couldn't clear the sample, they just put the song out, or they would just put it out on a mixtape. But Big Sean just threw the song out. This song is produced by the legendary No ID, and Kendrick's verse, it's a video on YouTube that just has Kendrick's verse, and Kendrick's verse is like 3 minutes. So let's go through the bars and let's see what really started it all. So you got Kendrick Lamar that goes second. I'm not talking about Big Sean's verse. I'm not talking about Jay Electronica's verse, even though Jay Electronica's verse was absolutely gas, and Big Sean verse was gas too. But let's go to Kendrick. Kendrick does a little bridge where he says, miscellaneous minds that never explaining their minds, devilish grin for my aliens to respond. So first of all, I just want to say this, right? Kendrick did this a lot in this time period when he was rapping. He would like to throw two words in there back to back, or rhyme in the same scheme with the same two words that sound very similar to each other or are the same word. So that's why he says devilish grin for my aliens to respond. So he does that a lot. Let's just get that out the way. First of all, them two bars is fire too. And then he said, peddling sin, thinking maybe you can owe you realize I'm not gonna fold a demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it. I still just randomly say that line to this day. And then he said, bitch, everything I rap is a quarter piece to your melon. So if you have a relapse, just relax and pop in my disc. Like I said, if you have a relapse, just relax and pop in my disc. Like I said before, two words that sound very similar to each other, he'll throw them in there back to back. He said, don't you pop me a fucking pill, I'ma pop you, then give you this. So that's his whole flow for that. And then this is the actual verse. Now, this verse started shit with everybody for two main reasons. And when I say it started it all, you'll see, right? So this is the start of Kendrick's verse. Tell Flex to drop a bomb on this shit. So many bombs ring the alarm like Vietnam on this shit. So many bombs make Farrakhan think that Saddam in this bitch. First of all, good God. First of all, that's rapping. To say the rhyme alarm and then Farrakhan, kind of, because ring the alarm make Farrakhan, the way he says it rhymes. And then they say Vietnam and then Saddam, that rhymes as well. And then shit and bitch. So I ain't gonna lie, that's elite. That's elite rapping right there. Then he said, one time I line them up and bomb on their mom while she watching the kids. This nigga rapping, bro. Damn, I didn't know them 4 bars was that lyrical. I just always rapped this shit, didn't really know it was that lyrical, right? So he rhymed bomb twice in the scheme, but it's cool. Alarm, Farrakhan, Vietnam, Saddam, shit, bitch, and then he says bomb and then mom and then kids. Dope scheme by Kendrick. He said, I'm in destruction mode if the gold exists. I'm important like the Pope. I'm a Muslim on pork. So I'm important like the Pope. I'm a Muslim on pork. Muslims don't eat pork, and Pope doesn't rhyme with pork, but the way he said it right there is, I'm important like the Pope. I'm a Muslim on poke. So the way he says pork made that rhyme. I'm Machiavelli's offspring. I'm the king of New York, king of the coast. One hand, I juggle them both. Now them 2 bars right there is what started the whole New York shit. Now, he said, I'm Machiavelli's offspring. I'm the king of New York, king of the coast. One hand, I'm juggling both, which is a crazy bar, fire bar right there, right? Because Machiavelli, Tupac, is from New York, originally from New York. So for you to say I'm the Machiavelli's offspring, I'm the king of New York, king of the coast. Tupac was from New York, but he claimed LA, right? King of the coast. One hand, I juggle them both. Now, that's just a dope bar. But what a lot of people didn't like was, I'm the king of New York. And if you was around at this time, it was either people responding to this line in particular, or the other line that comes, the other section of bars that come up after. I'm the king of New York pissed the whole New York City, New York State off. Imagine every single rapper that was in New York at that time, underground. It was really mainly underground. It wasn't no people that was commercial at the time. Mainly a lot of underground artists and some others responded to that. So think of every single New York rapper at that time. The one I remember very vividly is Joe Budden's from New Jersey, and first of all, Joe Budden's response to Kendrick off of Control was like crazy. To the people thought Joe Budden had took it too far, but it's rap. You know what I'm saying? Joel Ortiz diss was fire. I remember his diss. But the one that always stood out to me for real was Papoose. No, before I say that, Papoose had a dope diss as well. I'm just naming off the people I remember, but I remember it was so many New York rappers coming at Kendrick just for that line in particular. But everybody was responding like back to back to back to back to back. It had people from New York City saying, like, asking people, where's the studio at that I'm at right now? Where's the studio? Where's the studio? I have to respond to Kendrick. So many rappers responded to that I'm the king of New York line. But Fab strategically waited until later on in the year, and it was on a song called The Get Back. So on The Get Back, Fab says on the first verse, he said, who wanna bet us that they can't fuck with us, stack cheddars forever, look treacherous, all the etceteras, Jay-Z reference, and to the death of us, me and my confidants, we shine, we make the ambiance, y'all niggas just rhyme. That whole 4 bars is Jay-Z bars. And then he said, you little niggas need guidance. You barking up the wrong trees, pissing on the wrong hydrants. I'm a high fence. Fab can really rap. Fab can really fucking rap. He said, I grew up around violence. You grew up playing violence. In your hood, silence. Where I'm from, sirens, which is crazy to say to a Compton rapper, which was really crazy to say, but still dope bars by Fab. And then Fab says, they just killed this vibe. They just killed this vibe. A bitch don't kill my vibe reference. And then he said there's something about killing shit that makes us feel alive. We feed off your energy. We see you on that Kenny G. Just tooting your own home. Do your thing, my NIG. So he's, in a sense, he's kind of saluting Kendrick in the same bar where he says, we feed off your energy. We see you on your Kenny G. Just tooting your own horn. Do your thing, my NIG. Now, Kenny G, saxophone player. Fire bar. We see you on your Kenny G, because Kenny was another alias that people call Kendrick. So just tooting your own horn, do your thing, my NIG. Amazing, 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 Fab. That's amazing. And then he says, whenever you on that Vinaki to that mighty NYC, we gonna check that name you claim, bring your yacht NID, which amazing bar right there. Whenever you on your Vinaki to that mighty NYC, we gonna check that name you claim, bring your yacht NID. Now, I'm gonna explain to you why that's a dope bar. He said, bring your yacht NID, right? I don't understand why I used to try to tell my cousin this when this song had came out. He was like, yo, Fab responded and he used his own ad-lib. That yacht is not a Kendrick ad-lib. That is Schoolboy's ad-lib. It was on Good Kid, Mad City, on the song Mad City, right? But that is Schoolboy's voice. But it was known for being on Mad City. And then he says NID, because No ID made the beat. Dope bar, right? And then he says, we take it the wrong way, all gold, everything, 1 gold watch, 2 gold chains, give me all those, everything. So Fab is kind of bringing the Brooklyn reference back because Brooklyn was known for snatching people chains and jewelry, right? He said, you don't want to bump heads, Ocho, Evelyn at the time, Ocho, which is Chad Johnson, if you don't know, Ocho Cinco. He, I don't know if it was proven, but I don't know if it's a fact or not, but they said that he had butted Evelyn. That's what he said. That's not funny because that's domestic abuse, but you know what I'm saying. And then he said, them boys will leave you butt naked, the mall closed and everything. The streets is watching, asking if you gonna reply to them. Seems like they woke up sleeping giants, Eli them. So the reason why Fab says the streets is watching, asking if you gonna reply to them, because this, I believe this song, because Fab was releasing soul tapes on holidays, right? Well, soul tape 2 and 3 was released on a holiday. This was on soul tape 3, and this was released on, it was released on Christmas. So Kendrick did that verse. Well, the verse released in August. So Fab didn't say anything for, well, I think he had like a TMZ interview type of thing, right? Where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get to him. And I think he said something on Twitter, because Fab used to be really heavy on Twitter at the time. But when he finally responded to Kendrick, he had said he waited to respond to Kendrick because the OG told him, like, nah, don't get in the midst of while everybody is responding to Kendrick. Do it when you're ready to respond to Kendrick. So that's why Fab response was so late. But Fab had a dope response to me. But that whole King of New York line, that was one of the reasons for a lot of controversy and a lot of the talk that was going on, because every New York rapper and a mama was responding to that, because it was a moment you could get attention for yourself. And it was Kendrick Lamar. He was not really at the top, at the peak that he's kind of like at now, but he was still a big artist at this time as well. So anyway, let's go on. I already explained why the New York thing. And then he says, the juggernauts all in your juggler, you take me for joke. We back on Kendrick verse. The juggernauts all in your juggler, you take me for jokes. Live in the basement, church pews and funeral faces. Cartier bracelets for my women friends, I'm in Vegas. Who the fuck y'all thought it's supposed to be? The juggernauts all in your juggler, you take me for jokes? Come on, man. Come on, man. He said, if Phil Jackson came back, still no coaching me. I'm uncoachable, I'm unsociable. Fuck y'all clubs. So at this time, Phil Jackson recently retired from the NBA because he was coaching the Knicks, I think, before this verse that came out, but he had recently retired. If Phil Jackson came back, still no coaching me. I'm uncoachable, I'm unsociable. Fuck y'all clubs, fuck y'all picture. Y'all Instagram can gobble these nuts, gobble dick up till you hiccup. My big homie Corrupt. So he gave a shout out to Corrupt because that's a Corrupt line. And also the King of New York line was a Corrupt line as well. So yeah. So yeah, he saluted Corrupt in that one. And then he said, this is the same flow that put the rap game on the crutch. West. I seen niggas transform like villain Decepticons. Molly probably turned these niggas to fucking Lindsay Lohans. So at this time, Molly was like a big thing. People was doing Molly because of the Trinidad James song where I just popped the Molly, I'm sweating, that shit. So people was doing Molly at this time. And then he said a bunch of rich ass white girls looking for parties, playing with Barbies, wreck the post before you give them the car key. God damn, that nigga's rapping. Molly's probably turned these niggas to fucking Lindsay Lohans. A bunch of rich ass white girls looking for parties, playing with Barbies, wreck the post before you give them the car key. Rapping. Judgment to the monarchy, blessings to Paul McCartney. Hold on. That's a Beatles reference. I like that. I like the Beatles reference on that. Judgment to the monarchy, blessings to Paul McCartney. You call me a black Beatle, I'm either that or a Marley. Fire. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it. I'm dressed in all black. This is not for the fan of Elvis. I'm aiming straight at your pelvis. You can't stomach me. You plan on stumping me, bitch. I been jump before you pull a gun on me. It says, I think this wasn't the first time Kendrick mentioned that he was jumped, because on Good Kid, Mad City, he said he got jumped at a swap meet, I believe, right? So he's saying I've been jumped before you pull a gun on me. But for him to say I'm dressed in all black, this is not for the fan of Elvis. Elvis stole I'm gonna just put y'all on game, man. Elvis stole a lot of shit from black artists, black blues artists. Footwork, voice, dance moves, dress style. He stole a lot of shit, man. I'm just gonna say that. Even though he gave praise to BB King, but he stole a lot of shit. He used to sit in black blues and souls, like speakeasies. I don't think they was calling them speakeasies at this time, but they, you know, they were like, you know, back then you go to like a club, or not a club. I don't really know what to call. I'm just call it a speakeasy. You go to a speakeasy, it's live performances. He would sit in the back, take notes, and then repeat the same shit when he performed. Elvis stole a lot of shit from us. But anyway, that's why he says, I'm dressed in all black. This is not for the fan of Elvis. And then he said, bitch, he said, you put a gun on me, bitch, I put one on yours. I'm Sean Connery, James Bond, and when none of you niggas climbing 100 mil in front of me. God damn. What the fuck? What the fuck? The Sean Connery and the James Bond line right there, because Sean Connery played James Bond. James Bond, and with none of you niggas climbing 100 mil in front of me, and I'm gonna get it even if you're in the way, and if you're in it, better run for Pete's sakes. I heard the barbershops being great debates all the time about who's the best MC, Kendrick, Jigga, and Nas, Eminem, Andre 3000, the rest of y'all, new niggas, just new niggas, don't get involved. Now, at this time, Kendrick wasn't new, right? To people that was listening to him in his TDE early days, you know, when he was doing the songs, because J-Rock was the first one known for TDE. So probably the first time you heard Kendrick was probably around J-Rock, because that's the first time I heard Kendrick was on a J-Rock song. So Good Kid, Mad City had dropped. It was critically acclaimed. It's still one of the greatest rap albums ever made. But a lot of people, when he said these lines right here, a lot of people thought Kendrick was feeling himself, because Good Kid, Mad City was such a dope album. Everybody loved the album. And I remember, I think it was Ebro went on Hot 97 and said that it was either Ebro or Pete Rosenberg. They went on Hot 97 and said that Kendrick is arguably the greatest rapper of all time, just based off of Good Kid, Mad City, which is absolutely insane to say. He only had one album out at this time, so keep that in mind. This is early Kendrick career. He only had one album out this time. So for him to put himself in the conversation of Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, and Andre 3000, people thought he was really feeling himself. So a lot of people didn't like that as well. And then for him to say the rest of y'all just new niggas, don't get involved, because technically to the mass population, he was a new nigga, it was crazy. It was a lot of confidence that he was showing on this. And then he said, I ain't rocking no more designer shit, white tees and Nike Cortez, this red Corvette's anonymous. I ain't gonna lie, this verse is lyrically great. I'm not gonna lie. He said, I'm usually homeboys with the same niggas I'm rhyming with, but this is hip hop and you niggas should know what time it is. And that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler McMillan. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. Trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you niggas. They don't want to hear more. He said they don't want to hear not one more noun or verb from you niggas. And that started a whole snowball effect. Now, let's go through that again, right? And that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler McMillan. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. Trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you niggas. They don't want to hear not one more noun or verb from you niggas. So, rap is supposed to be a blood sport. It's a lyrical competition, right? That's how I view it. If I get on a song, I am trying to have the best verse. Fuck all the collab shit of just trying to make the song good. I'm trying to make the song good by having the best verse. That's how I view it. That's how I view the shit, right? I'm not with all the collaborative shit. That's my mindset. Now, at this time, it was this real kumbaya shit going on in rap. It was no beefs. It was nobody going at each other. It was weird. It was a bunch of artists going on tours. There was no problems with anybody. It was just too calm for me at this time, when I'm used to a rap beef that usually will happen every 1 or 2 years, right? So he said they don't want to hear one more noun or verb from you niggas. He gave respect to everybody he named: Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electron, Tyler the Creator, and Mac Miller. Now, I always question why he put Jay Electronica on here. I know Jay Electronica had a moment in 2009 with Exhibit C, but Jay Electronica at that time only put out like 4 songs. I really just believed he put Jay Electronica's name on here, even though Jay Electronica, because at the time I didn't even understand why he put Jay Electronica's name on here, because Jay Electronica didn't do nothing for real except for them 2 songs. I felt like he put Jay Electronica name on it because he was on the song, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think Jay Electronica should have fit on this list, but this is who Kendrick saw as competition at the time, and all of these people responded in their own way. So imagine the whole New York scene doing diss records towards you over the King of New York line, plus some of the people that you just named on this part doing disses for you as well. And Jermaine Cole, like Mark Phillips would say, Jermaine Cole. So Jermaine Cole, J. Cole, responded on the TKO remix, where he said, I was home alone. Next thing I know, that long ass verse from a song called Control was on. The room got clearer, the tune got clearer. That's when I seen the shit playing on your phone. Girl, what is that? A ringtone. Shit, not you too? Man, that hype done got you too. Everybody and they mama gas. Even my mama asks what I'm gonna do. Decisions. In case this is war, then I load up on all ammunition. If a nigga want problems, my trigger's on auto. I make sure that nobody miss them. Now go pack up your shit. That was just a cool little response from J. Cole. It seemed like J. Cole really took that to heart, or took that really offensive to me. That's what J. Cole said, right? So Big Crit also responded as well. He said, all this attention, I don't even know what I might do with it. That Control beat is like an ugly bitch that everybody fucked raw. Maybe you hit it. Oh man, I'm more concerned why niggas been texting my, no, he said, oh man, I'm more concerned why niggas been texting my cell, calling my phone, asking me about all this Kendrick shit that he ain't even really diss me on. Pay attention to that line. He said, what's good for hip hop what's good for hip hop may not be good for your soul. So I keep flexing, wrecking for the people that I respected. Check it. Fuck your control. So Big Crit also understood that that verse was just for hip hop and to bring more competition into hip hop. Now, Wale didn't respond on the song. Wale did an interview, and Wale had said that he thought people took the verse the wrong way, which I thought people did. I thought people did take Kendrick's Control the wrong way. That was on one interview you had. Then when, TMZ, I don't know if TMZ still do this, but back then TMZ will run down on you at the airport when you waiting to get picked up from just getting off a flight. And then Wale said in that, he said, I would be more offended if my name wasn't on this shit. So Wale basically said, I wouldn't be offended. He said, I would be more offended if he didn't see me as competition. Because at this time, Wale was that nigga. Let's not get it fucked up. Wale was that nigga. Big Crit was that nigga. Everybody that he really named, except for Jay Electronica, in my opinion, was them niggas. So that's what Wale said. Pusha T took it the same way as Wale. He did an interview on the radio station as well. And then he said that him and Kendrick spoke about this while they were shooting the video for his song Nostalgia. If you never heard the song Nostalgia by Pusha T and Kendrick, I think it's an amazing hip hop record. One of my favorite hip hop records. And he said Kendrick thanked him for Kendrick thanked him for him not taking the song the wrong way and understanding it was just for hip hop. And then Pusha T was like, nigga, you don't know. He said, I'm different. Like, he said, I get this rap shit. So Pusha T took it that way. Now, Meek responded. Meek responded on a song called Oh Kill 'Em. I think this was the song he actually dissed Cassidy on too. Meek was beefing with niggas at this point in time. I think he was beefing with Cassidy at this point in time. But Meek said, hold on, let me backtrack. Hove gave you 24, let you had that. So that's a reference to the Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe remix. That's that reference, right? Hove gave him like a 24. I ain't gonna lie, Kendrick did wash Hove on Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. But Hove sent his verse and then Kendrick recorded after he heard Jay-Z's verse. So, that changed his shit a little bit. And then he said, man, you claiming the New York thing. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Step back. 100 shots aimed at your snapback. Snapbacks was popping at that time. Everybody want the crown, so I snatched that. Heard your gun go do 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 do. Well, my gun go blah, 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 blah. So Kendrick was saying that on Good Kid, Mad City. That was one of his ad-libs, like, do, 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 do. So that was a cool little reference of him saying, well, your gun go do, 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 mine go blah, 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 blah. So I wish Meek would have responded to Drake like he responded to Kendrick, just like real clever and witty. But it didn't seem like Meek took it the wrong way at all. So I like Meek's response right there. And then Meek also said in an interview that he knew it was competitive and he took it as being competitive. And he had ASAP Rocky that was on Funk Flex. He was with the whole ASAP mob. It's sad that the whole ASAP mob is kind of like disbanded now. But he said he didn't like the King of New York line, said Kendrick was on crack. But then in that same breath, he saluted Kendrick and he saluted TDE. He said he fuck with them niggas. And then he said that that's what hip hop needed. He said that hip hop needed that competitive energy back. Because like I said, at that time, the whole statement around hip hop is shit was too kumbaya, shit was too friendly. Now, let's get into the whole Big Sean. Because this song kind of sparked a Cold War between Kendrick and Big Sean. It's like a subtle Cold War between them where I feel like they were kind of taking shots on each other on certain songs. Kendrick really on the Heart Part 4, I feel like that was a lot about Big Sean, and then there's other songs where Big Sean was sending shots to him, and then also on Kendrick's Element, the original, he was dissing Big Sean on there until him and Big Sean had actually spoken. They made up, they good now. But Big Sean at the time seemed like he tried to act like he didn't care about it because he said it was his song and it was also bringing him more attention and he was getting money off of it, so he didn't particularly care. And then Jay Electronica said basically it was a good thing for hip hop. Tyler the Creator responded on social media and he was flattered that Kendrick saw him as competition, and him and Kendrick had a tour coming up. It's all facts. You can look it up. Now, Mac Miller to me has the funniest response because he has a song with Schoolboy on it called Friends, and where he says, I got the 4G LTE connection bars, no control, fuck Ken Lamar. And then the ad-lib is, fuck you, Kendrick. I always thought it was just funny how he responded to that. It was just always funny to me. But rest in peace to Mac Miller. He had a lighthearted, funny response. They were actually like really cool too. So Mac Miller had a dope response to that. But Drake. Now, this is the verse that started it all between him and Drake. Now, if you don't know before, Drake is on... Oh, shit, did I mess my mic up? Damn, I hit the thing. Drake is on Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick is on Take Care. Kendrick was supposed to be on Nothing Was the Same. If you've seen all the videos that Drake put out, he had a song that he wanted Kendrick to be on. Now, Drake brought Kendrick out on tour, on the Club Paradise tour, with 2 Chainz, ASAP Rocky. I don't remember if Big Sean was on that tour or not, but Kendrick was on that tour and Drake was the headliner. It's crazy that Drake has beef with, well, I ain't gonna say he still has beef with Kendrick. We don't know, but them two don't like each other now, and then it's a beef going on between ASAP Rocky and Drake. Drake didn't take this the same way as everybody else. Drake kind of took the more sensitive route towards it. It seemed like Drake really took his name being mentioned in this really to heart, and nothing, no pun intended, nothing was the same after this right here. This led to an 11-year Cold War between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, after this ad came out, Drake spoke with Elliott Wilson and they talked about the Kendrick Control verse, and you could tell in like Drake's body language and the way he spoke that he didn't like that his name was mentioned in this verse. And he said that it was a great hip hop moment, but you won't listen to Control afterwards, saying it was just a microwave moment. He was doing things for attention. So a couple months later, Kendrick does the BET cypher and his shots at Drake. Famously the line, tuck the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. And then that led to them slightly dissing each other, sneak dissing each other for 11 years up until the first person shooter thing, and this verse is what started the Kendrick and Drake verse. Now, Kendrick might have not liked Drake from the beginning, or Drake might, I don't know. I wasn't there. I was in high school. I know a TDE affiliate called Mac Wop said they wasn't really cool, but they was industry cool, which means they fucked with each other on some music shit, but like hanging out and doing all that other shit, they weren't doing that. So that's why when the rumor had came out that Kendrick was supposed to be on First Person Shooter with J. Cole and Drake, that he reportedly turned it down, which is why Kendrick says on Euphoria, he said, "I'm surprised you sent that feature request. You know we got some shit to address." If you didn't really pay attention to them years, they were sneak dissing each other for 10 years. It was a cold war between them, even Game getting in the middle of it, and them doing the 100 song, and Drake was dissing Kendrick on the 100 song. I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of YouTube videos of every diss that Kendrick and Drake were doing subliminally. This verse started every fucking thing. It started everything. It's snowballed into a lot of shit. I personally think Drake shouldn't have really took it that way, because he literally says, "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas." Rap, that's just rap. I want to be the best. I feel like I am the best, and none of y'all niggas can fuck with me, but I fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? But this verse just started a whole bunch of shit, and it finally came to a head in 2024, and we finally got the battle. But it was a lot of buried shit with the Kendrick and Drake shit, and this is what started it. I don't even know how long this video is, but this is the verse that started it all. And then he says, after all of that, he says, "What is competition? I'm trying to raise the bar high. Who trying to jump and get it? You better off trying to skydive out the exit window with 5 G5s with $5 grand with your granddad as a pilot. He high as fuck trying to land with a handful of arthritis and popping prosthetic leg, bumping Pac in the cockpit, so the shit that pops in his head is an option of violence. So someone heard the stewardess said that your parachute is a latex condom hooked to a dread." So all in all, even though this verse started a lot of shit with him and New York rappers, and personally just him and Drake, because Kendrick didn't respond to anybody that responded to his verse. He didn't respond to anybody but Drake and Big Sean, kind of, because it was a TMZ interview. Like I said, TMZ a rundown on you at the airport. Kendrick, they had asked Kendrick, "What do you think about all the responses from your verse?" And he said it's light. They got to try harder. And I always loved that he said that. It's like he heard him, but he was just like, y'all niggas ain't do what y'all was supposed to do. A lot of people thought Kendrick was arrogant and cocky at this time because Good Kid, Mad City was big everywhere. Some people took it the wrong way, mainly Drake, mainly Big Sean, and the New York people as well. But all in all, this was an amazing lyrical verse. I'm gonna just repeat that last bit a little bit, where he said, out the exit window of G5, he said, out the exit window of 5 G5s with $5 grand, which your granddad is the pilot. He drunk as fuck trying to land with a handful of arthritis and popping prosthetic leg, bumping Pac in the cockpit, so the shit that pops in his head is an option of violence. Someone heard the stewardess said that your parachute is a latex condom hooked to a dread. Did a whole scheme of you just doing a whole scheme of telling you better off skydiving. Gas. This verse is still gas after almost 13 years. Verse is still gas, but it just started a lot of shit. And I am about to see, this video is 38 minutes of me recording it right now. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you liked this verse when it came out, or did you think this verse was overrated? Because a lot of people thought this verse was overrated when it came out. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this verse, if you still enjoyed this verse, or you just thought it was overrated and Kendrick was just looking for attention at the time. But anyway, it's J Dean, Dean of Music. See you next video. It's funny how one verse could fuck up the game.